Good luck with that.
Hi everyone, Starless here. You just heard her at the beginning of the video. I have a story time for you, as you can tell at the title of this video. So, as you can probably tell at the title of this video, I dated a 25-year-old before. So, it all started when we were on this dating website. I was a 13-year-old. He was a 25-year-old. As you can probably tell, there was a fucking age difference, and he didn't care. I didn't care. I was desperate for a boyfriend, and
11 years apart.
it was 12 years apart.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Because I was just about to turn 14. Anyway, we were talking, and he was just like, "Hey, you're really cute. Do you want to go out with me?" And I was just like, "Oh, Starla, look, he thinks I'm cute." And she was just like, "How old do you think he is?" At first, he lied to me about his age. So he told me he was 18. Before I told him my age, guys. Before I told him my age at all. And when I told him I was, before I told him I was 13, he told me he was 18. And so I told him I was 13. He told me he was 25. So.
You better than that.
Yeah.
No, but you didn't listen to me.
Yeah. I didn't listen to Starla, but he looked like he was 15 in his picture he sent me. But I talked to his dad. His dad said he was 25. And yeah. So let's get on with the story. I was just giving you guys some backstory on how me and Steve met. This name I'm using for him is Steve. And his friend is Kevin. I was better to call him Stefan. Oh, well, their names are Steve and Kevin.
Get it together.
I'm getting it together. Okay. And so when I was talking to Steve, he wanted to know what Starla looked like, which I thought was weird because his main focus was on me for a few days, and then he wanted to know what Starla looked like. And I was like, "Yo, Starla, send me a picture of you so I can send it to Steve." And she was like, "Why does he want to know what I look like?" And I was just like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask him. Do you want me to ask him?" And she was like, "Please." And so when I did, he was just like, "Oh, I want to know what your best friend looks like so you can know what my best friend looks like." So about the time when I met Kevin, he met Starla. And you guys already know who Starla is, so I don't need to hide her name in anything. So, ha 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 ha. She's flipping me off, so I'm flipping her off right back. Anyway, so I'm trying to tell a story time here, Starla. Anyway, about the time when me and Kevin were talking, Starla and Steve were talking, and Starla was like, "So, why do you want to date a 13-year-old?" And mind you, Starla was a year younger than me, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Starla was a year younger than me. And so he's just like, "Why do you even care?" And she was like, "Dude, she's my best friend. I have to care. That's my job." And Kevin was just like, "Yo, why is your best friend all trying to be all bad and everything like that?" I would cuss, but this story time, I'm not going to cuss because, yeah, story times, nope. Anyway, we're just gonna skip this part because there's a lot of cussing in this, and I don't know what to replace these words with. Okay, a few days later, Steve asks me out. I say yes. Starla hits me upside the head.
Tell me I hit you upside the head with.
A shoe.
I thought it was a book.
Nope, a shoe. It was my tennis shoe. It was the flower one. The flower shoe. The
Oh
white
yeah,
one,
I remember that one.
I was just
You threw
like,
it back at me.
ow. And I was on the phone with Steve. Yeah. And I'm a little sick today. But oh wow. Kevin calls Starla. And this is where everything goes downhill. Because guess who's in love with Starla?
Oh.
Kevin. Wonderful Kevin. And guess who's not in love with Kevin? You guessed it. Starla. Because being the 12-year-old she is, she likes guys, but not guys who are older than her. Which I wish I should have taken her advice. Anyway, me being the desperate ass I was, not anymore, but what I was, so fucking desperate for attention, I was just like, oh, I'm never gonna find a boyfriend. There goes Steve. Anyway, he calls Starla. Kevin does. And Starla, you want to reiterate the conversation between you and Kevin?
No.
Okay. It goes something along the lines of, "Hey, baby, what's your age?" And
Actually, first he says, "Hey, baby, what's happening?"
okay, he says, "Hey, baby, what's happening?" And then she's just like, "Who the fuck are you?" She literally says that. And he's just like, "Oh, it's Kevin." And
She see my face when I was younger.
she was just like, "I don't like you." And then he's just like, "What's your age?" And she's just like, "I'm 12. And then fast forward to the next day. I get called at midnight.
What's me up to?
At midnight.
We both get called that night.
It was on my birthday. It was on my birthday at midnight. And, you know, I didn't know who was calling because it said unknown caller on my phone. So I'm just like, hello. Mind you, I was asleep. I'm just like, hello. And suddenly I hear someone screaming in my ear. I'm just like, then I hang up the phone. And then Starla gets a call. Same person calling. Same fucking scream. So we decided to call the number back. Guess who called both of us? Steve and Kevin.
I almost cussed him out.
But guess who picked up the phone? Not Steve, not Kevin. Steve's dad. And he says, "Hey, sorry, my son screamed in your ear. What time is it over there where you're at?" I say, "Oh, it's midnight. He woke me up." And he's just like, "Oh, okay. Do you want to go back to sleep?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And his dad goes, "Okay, good night, girls." Because Starla was talking in the background, so I'm just like, "Good night, sir." You're shaking the bed.
My dad.
And he hangs up the phone. Next morning, guess who I call? First thing in the morning, after I take my epilepsy medicine. Guess who I call? Steve. And I start cussing him out. And I'm just like, why did you call me at midnight and scream in my ear? Well, I'm not going to cuss in the story time, so
I think
you can only imagine what cuss words I used on the phone. She was there, so
Hey, I cussed her right out.
Starla was there. ignore the bottles and cups because we
Hey, they actually see me with my glasses off today.
yeah, but ignore the bottles and cups over there. That's not my mess. Well, only 2 Arizona bottles are. There's 4 Arizona bottles over there. Only 2 of them are mine. 2 of them are hers. Okay, one of them is her boyfriend's. Okay, anyway, back to the story. The next few weeks, we don't talk to Steve or Kevin. So, sorry, that was my phone. I just got unplugged from the charger. The next week, the next week, Kevin calls me. Hey, Rose, guess what happened to Steve? What happened to Steve, Kevin? He broke his wrist. How did he break his wrist? He fell off a horse. Is he gonna be okay? He's going to the hospital. I'm doing the conversation between me and Kevin. He's going to the hospital because he has 3 broken ribs, a broken wrist, and he has a ruptured spleen. Imagine the look on my face because, mind you, me and Steve were dating.
Let's just say it took her weeks before she had a happy face on her face again.
I was pissed off and crying.
Which that wasn't
Yeah.
because I was calm. I was a state.
Yeah, I had to be stuck with her twin sister.
That sucked.
Yeah, I hate you for that.
It's not my fault she's the lame one out of us two.
You're more fun than your twin. Anyway, back to the freaking
At
story.
least you didn't be stuck out of twin
Hey.
with yours.
Back to the freaking story. Stop it. Anyway, the next day, I get called up by Kevin. Hey, Rose, a news update on your boyfriend. He may not make it. Imagine the look on my face now when I hear this, because Steve didn't call me.
She cried her eyes out.
Steve didn't call me. Kevin did. Steve was awake.
But couldn't talk.
Yeah. Kevin called me. And oh my god. I wanted to punch Kevin if I could. Anyway. Mind you, this was almost the end of the year. So, this is around November.
That's back then.
I would do anything to be 13 again and just tell them to fuck off. Well, Chris was cool. Well, Kevin was cool.
It's crazy you like to be called Chris.
Yeah, he likes to be called Chris, but that's not his name. Let's get back to the story. It was around December, and December 5th to be exact.
Exactly.
And I get a call from Steve. Hey, honey. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. He wasn't breaking up with me at this particular time. Hey, honey, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have a phone for a little while. I'll still be able to email you. This is where it started to be suspicious to me because he had a job. He worked as a doctor. Yeah. And his dad helped pay for his phone bill because him and Kevin lived with his dad. And he got to see his mom sometimes. Yeah. And yeah. This was the weirdest story of my entire life. But anyway. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. We can email. And so I gave him my email. Or he gave me his email. I'm not really sure which. I still have his email. So he blocked me on his email, but I can still email him if I really wanted to because I got different emails now. So that's how I'm uploading this video. You're disgusting.
That wasn't me. That was Mother's sister.
Which she's not in this room right now. So
Came in, did it, and then walked out.
anyway. Think of the event that happened after the email.
I got a phone call.
Oh yeah, she's got a phone call. From who? Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
She's got a phone call from Kevin. Hey, don't tell Rose this, but Ryan's their other friend. Steve has his phone turned back on. I'm playing with the ponytail holder, if you can't tell. So,
Wow, shocking news.
guess what Starla tells me. Steve has his phone turned back on. Guess who calls me the next hour? Within the next hour? Steve. Classy guy, Steve. And he didn't ask me that question at this particular time. He says, hey, I want to ask your parents something. I said, okay. So I hand the phone to my mom. And she says, hello. Kind of like that. Like a little questioning concerning hello. Like, hello? Like Adele's hello?
Hello?
And he's like, hey, I want to ask your permission to marry your daughter. And she's like, who is this? And he says, this is Steve. I'm dating your daughter. And she's like, my daughter isn't dating anyone. Because at this time, I didn't tell them I was dating anyone. And I bet you I should have told them I was dating someone, especially someone that lived in the state that he was in. I'm not going to name the state just in case he's watching this video. And by the way, if you're watching this video, please don't find me and kill me. Because, hi. Yeah. So, a few months later, I'm going a few months later because I don't want to finish what happened with my mom and him on the phone call.
Oh, that went on for months.
Yep. So a few months later, down the road, I call him, and he's at the hospital. I'm not going to mention why now.
She bawled like a months with that one. Ow!
He's at the hospital again, and he's like, hey, I have a very important question to ask you. I said, okay, what is it? He said, will you marry me? And I'm just like, what? Are you joking? And he's like, no. I'm just like, yes, are you serious? And then so this is when Kevin comes in the conversation.
Oh, Lord.
On this one.
He calls me, too, on that one. I was at my house.
He seriously called you?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You didn't hear me in the background. It says, Kevin, you better hang up.
I didn't hear you. Anyway, Kevin came in the conversation and took the phone from Steve. And he said, Rose, don't do it. Don't accept his marriage proposal. He's going to block you. He does this with every freaking girl he dates. Date me instead. I won't treat you that way. And being the 14-year-old I am, almost 15-year-old I am, I say, why don't you tell him that then? Why don't you say that you can make me happier than what he can? Oh my God, kill me.
You already went through it.
I'm not through with all the story yet.
Yeah, it is there and gone. You don't have to live that no more.
Exactly. And then he goes to Steve and says, hey, I want to tell you something. And he says, okay, go ahead. And he says, I can make Rose happier than what you can. And then Steve says, hang up the phone or hand me the phone. I can't remember what he says. So he hands Steve the phone. He says, what has he told you? I said, he said he wants to marry me instead of you marrying me. He says, oh my God, I'll call you back in a few minutes. And so he hangs up the phone
Still on the phone with me. That's how I know that.
Steve's dad calls me back. He says, "Hey, did Chris tell you where he was going? Not Chris. Kevin tell you where he was going?" My bad. "Kevin tell you where he was going?" I said, "No. Why?" "He's not here, and he took some rope with him." And I said, "Oh?" And he said, "Yeah. So I'm asking you again, did he tell you where he was going?" I said, "No. No, sir, he did not tell me where he was going." He said, "We need to find him. I'll call you right back if we find him." Steve answers the phone this time, gets the phone back from me. He said, "Hey, can I call you back tomorrow or something?" I said, "Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't think I'll be able to answer the phone, so emailing me is better." So he hangs up the phone. I, in long term, never hear from them ever again. And I am turning 18 this year. So, yeah. So, Steve, Kevin, if you're somehow watching this, I have a little surprise for you. A little present from me, and here's a little present from Starla. Anyway, if you're not Steve or Kevin, if your name is Steve or Kevin, sorry for using your names. But anyway, if you liked this story time, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments below what I should call you guys, because I'm at 113 subscribers and I don't know what to call you guys, and yeah. Anyway, I have a month and 6 days until my birthday, and I don't know what to do for my birthday. And shut up, I'm not over talking. I just don't know how to end this video because I've never had to do a storytime video before. Anyway, I'll leave the link down below to her channel, Starla's channel. You guys can go subscribe to her channel, and we will start doing videos on her channel too. Yay!
When we're together.
Yeah, when we're together, we'll do videos on her channel, and she'll probably upload videos on her channel too. So, anyway, guys, check out the description box. I have cool links in the description box. So, yeah, peace out, guys.